I did a video about Madlib on Tuesday talking about a percussive technique, and then after I'd uploaded the video I realised the finished product actually sounded a little bit empty. Now it worked for the sake of that video, it showed you guys the technique and that was the main thing, but this is something that I think is the worst thing you can do as a beat maker. It's to leave beats unfinished. I was thinking about this week. If I could start beat making all over again, what would have changed? The main thing would be to finish ideas and to finish projects as well. I think that's been one of my biggest downfalls, and I think it's really important to do it because it's the best way to monitor your progress. It's really difficult to understand if you're progressing if you're not actually finishing anything. So that's what I thought I'd do in today's video. I thought I'd go ahead and flesh out this loop and make it sound a little bit more full and hopefully get very, very close or all the way to the end of making this beat. So in case you didn't watch that video, here is the loop which I ended up creating. And that does need a lo-fi effect on the sample chops again. But I don't want to put that on for now. I really hope I remember to put that on at the end, but we'll see. I'll put something in the edit if I didn't. So the first thing that I wanted to do, which I thought stood out, was to add some isolator to the snare because I think it sounds a little bit too snappy. Just want to take a little bit of that high end off. So we'll put isolator on. That's on bus 1. I'll press remain and press the pad to make sure it's in that bus. And we'll just bring those highs down. I need to get these close to 0 as well. Doesn't have to be perfect really, but we'll get it close. There we go, that's on 0. Ah, there we go, we've managed to do it. Okay, that's a bit too much. So somewhere around there, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So we'll resample that. So there we have the resampled version and the original. It's just taken that edge off, it's just rounded it off a little bit. So we'll do Shift and 5 to exchange. So we've still got the backup of the original snare if we need it again. And when you resample, I've forgotten to do it, always make sure that gate is off again. You can see that it's come back on. So we'll take that off the snare. Okay, nice, that's the first thing done. Now the next thing I'm going to do is add some open hi-hats. I've been using open hi-hats a lot recently and I really like the feel that they add to drum loops. They add so much spice, so I thought I'd do that on this loop as well. So I'm going to go Shift and import from SD, sample, and I'm going to go to my Lo-Fi Drums Volume 6 pack. All the links to my packs are available in the link in the description. So we'll go to hats, and I want open hat 1, so we'll put that in. And that's quite a loud sound, so we'll go to pitch and speed and turn that down quite a bit. Somewhere like that sounds good. We'll make sure gate's off. Cool, and then we'll record something into this loop with the open hat. I'll do quantize 16. Now the next thing I'm going to do is add some noise. I think this could really add a bit more texture to the beat. I'll actually make a copy now and we'll again use the import feature because I've got this pack called Noise and Static. It's got like 50 noise and static sounds in it. Really, really useful for stuff like this. So we'll go in and import something from there. And I'm going to go all the way to the bottom because usually I use the ones near the top because it's so far to scroll. I really like this 48. So noise 48 if you pick up the pack. That's the exact one that I used. Okay, and we can come out of there. And again, that's probably going to have to come down a bit. So we'll put it at about 45. There we go. And we're going to take gate off. And what I'm going to do to record that into a pattern and make sure it's underneath the pattern constantly, I'll just press it at the start of every bar. So we'll go into record this pattern, We'll set this to 4. And in fact, I only had to do that at the start of every 2 bars, and it is still a little bit too loud. So we'll bring that down to about 20, maybe 30, we'll try 30. Perfect, that sounds really nice. So we've done open hats, we've softened the snare, we've added some noise, and the next thing I'd like to do is add some sub. So I sampled in a bass note from my bass, and I added some effects. I think I did filter and isolator just to make it sound a little bit more subby, and ended up with this. And you can see if I go to envelope, I've added a really, really heavy envelope on it. So we'll get a nice fade out, sounds nice and natural, and we can put that on the beat too. And I'll start off by recording in 2 quantized notes, and then I'll do the other notes without quantize. So grid 4 is fine. Okay, that's done, and we'll record again, turn off quantize. Okay, nice, that sounds nice and subtle. I'm kind of happy with that. Low end is not really my strong point, but I think something just simple like that at least adds something into the mix, at least makes the mix deeper, if that makes sense. Instead of sort of being from here to here in frequency range, it's got this bit of frequency range in it as well now, so that's definitely a good thing. Okay, now we can start making some variations. In the original video, I made this variation where 2 bars play with the drums, and then the drums drop out for the second 2 bars, and it's just a sample. So we'll go ahead and do a copy of the main loop. So we'll do record, and we'll do delete when this starts. Okay, perfect, that's good. And I've got this voice sample which I found. I really, really like this. We're going to add that in over the top of that pause.
Did anybody ever tell you you have a lot of hostility?
Really, really nice little voice sample. So we'll go ahead, record this. We can do quantize of 4.
Did anybody ever tell you you have a lot of hostility? Did anybody ever tell you you have a lot of hostility?
Cool, that sounds really good as well. I'm going to move that across, and I'm going to start making the song now. So we'll move this across as well. And I want to do an introduction where it's just the sample and the noise as well, I think. So we'll go ahead and play this quickly, and then we'll do copy 10 to 9, and then hit remain. And now we can choose what we want to copy across. So the 2 chops and the noise, and I think that's it. And now I'll just quickly put that lo-fi back on the chops. There we go, that's back on. That noise from my noise pack that I used, not to blow my own trumpet, but it sounds perfect underneath this sample. yeah, combined with that lo-fi effect on the samples, those two sounds together are making a really nice texture. Okay, I need to move this across again because I want to do that loop, but with a drum pause at the start. I had that in the original video as well, so we need to recreate that. And we can do this with TR mode, it's a little bit quicker. So we'll do remain to go into TR record mode. Record, choose those hats, get rid of those, get rid of the kick, and that should be it. I want to get rid of that sub as well, actually. There we go. Yeah, nice, that's working nicely. So we've got 4 different parts there. Personally, I think that's enough. You could keep going until the end of time really making a beat, but I think we've got enough there now. We've added quite a few different things and we've added some variations as well again. So now is the time that I'm going to perform basically what I've made. Now, there's loads of different ways you can do this on the SP. You can resample, you can use the pattern song mode, you can just record out into a device. I'm just going to play them live basically, and you guys can just get an idea of what the full beat will sound like. Just before I do that, I want to show you the original loop compared to what we've got now. Okay, and now this is what we've got for the main loop. Yeah, loads more going on there, so that's sounding nice. I've remembered to keep the lo-fi MFX on, so let's give this beat a run through and we can see how it sounds and hangs together as a kind of full idea.
Did anybody ever tell you you have a lot of hostility?
Okay, something like that I think sounds really, really cool. There could be a little bit more that I could do maybe, but I think on the whole that's a massive improvement to what I had at the end of the Madlib video on Tuesday, and that just sounds much more full and a lot better. So yeah, just a lesson from that really. Don't leave projects unfinished. Go back to them and find that passion and energy to make them into full ideas like I've just done here. It really is important, especially when you're starting out, I think. And because I've done all that now, it's improving me as a beat maker because it's making me think about new ideas and different things to add to the beat. It's improving my endurance as well for seeing a project through. So really glad I did that one in this video. Let me know what you think of that end product, and I will be back again with another video very, very soon.